Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as you guys are fully aware, Kobe Bryant is my favorite player of all time. I think he's one of the top 3 greatest players of all time, and I'm not exaggerating. And what I'm beginning to discover is that the more we grow, the more our audience expands, the more people discover our channel. I'm discovering that the more that I say that, a lot of people, the people that are coming across our channel, a lot of them are agreeing with us. And what it makes me realize is that there's this opinion that has been held for so long in terms of me saying Kobe Bryant is one of the 2-3 greatest players of all time. But because media has been so skewed in a particular direction, it's hard for these people to find another voice that feels the way that they do. So whenever they come across some of our videos, we've been getting a lot of positive feedback where a lot of people are like, finally, somebody's saying some of these things, right? So I don't think I'm on an island. I think there are a lot of people globally that think Kobe Bryant is one of the 2 or 3 greatest players of all time. As a matter of fact, a lot of the people that have watched our Kobe videos, some people have him right there behind Jordan. There are others, you know, I'm one of the people that has him behind Kareem out of respect, out of his resume, etc. But there are other people like, nah, man, in terms of a basketball player and skill and all of that stuff, I got him right behind Jordan. Now, where am I going with all of this? Well, it turns out that there are actually some NBA players that have retired over the last 10 years that have actually played against Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Michael Jordan. And a vast majority of these guys have Kobe right up there with Jordan. That's number one. Number two, whenever they bring out these questions of like who are your top 5 or top 3, I've noticed that whenever they ask this question, there are usually 3 names that come up: LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant. Those are usually the 3 names that always get thrown out there. And then some people have them in various orders, right? But usually those are the 3 suspects. So what happened? Today I was going through the internet and I came across a clip from the podcast, All the Smoke podcast, with Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes. They do a fantastic job. One of the guys that were actually early to the podcast game. So they were there interviewing one of the most clutch NBA players in NBA history in Robert Horry. Now, what makes Robert Horry unique? Well, the thing that makes him unique is that Robert Horry has played against Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James. So usually towards the end of their podcast, what they usually like to do is a segment called Quick Hitters, where they ask their guests a series of questions quickly, and they're supposed to give their answers rapid fire. So in this particular show, they asked him, rank these 3 players: Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James. And what he said, I think, will surprise some of the people that have been following what big media and a lot of these publications have been saying. But before we get into his comments, this video is brought to you by sponsor Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the T-Wolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards, only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura, by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you.
And I'm glad we get to ask you this question because you saw all 3: MJ, Kobe, LeBron. Where are they at in your opinion?
I think MJ is 1, Kobe is 2, and LeBron is 3. Because
Finally, someone agrees with me.
I tell people that I don't think MJ had a flaw in his game. You say people say, well, he didn't shoot threes. He could shoot threes when he wanted to shoot threes. He didn't need to shoot threes because you couldn't stop him going to the hole or pulling up on the J. And then Kobe was the same way. And I think LeBron is a great player. So when you say this, people will think, oh, you smacking LeBron in the face. No, I'm not doing. He's still 1C. Kobe's 1B, and his Mike just is first. And I know the body of work that all these guys have put in. But I just think if you say, is there a flaw in LeBron's game? Yes. Was there a flaw in Kobe's game? He couldn't play post defense. And people don't know, if I say this, people
for real. That's why Bonzi killed it.
Yeah, see, people get mad at me saying it. No, it's like, let's be honest, let's watch. And like Kobe, the way he used to play was like this. It's like, you can't play a player like this. You got to have contact. It's so many things like that.
It wasn't offensively.
Yeah, it's just so many things you talk about. And so that's why, to me, that's how you set it up. Because, those other guys got that itty-bitty chink in their armor. Little bitty chink. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to, micromanage everything like we do in this world now, that's why you put MJ first.
And he got more rings than all of them.
So you heard what he had to say. He said he has Jordan number 1, he has Kobe number 2, he has LeBron number 3. Now, in my top 4, I actually have Jordan 1, Kareem 2, Kobe 3, LeBron 4. So these guys are quite close to each other. But what I thought was interesting about his reasoning, if you noticed, he spoke absolutely nothing about stats and accomplishments, if you noticed that. He didn't even bring them up. What he talked about was their basketball skills. And essentially, he said when you're comparing players at this level, you're going to split hairs, number one. Number two, if you noticed, he was basing his decision upon each of those players' weaknesses. He looked at Michael Jordan and he said, Michael Jordan had absolutely no weaknesses in his game, which is true. Now, only idiots will tell you that Michael Jordan's weakness was a 3-ball. Do you know why those idiots would say that? Because they'll say, well, he didn't shoot a very high percentage. The reason he didn't shoot a very high percentage was because no one was shooting them in the NBA. So in all actuality, it would be a stupid shot to shoot. So people saying this know that the people they're saying that to are dumb. They have no knowledge of NBA history, and they're going to run and follow that. Why would you be the only player in the NBA chucking up those shots? Number one. Number two, it's not a very efficient shot to take, the 3-point shot. Number three, the reason Jordan said he didn't resort to shooting threes was very simple. He said because he felt like it would take away from his aggressiveness. And for a guy that averaged 37.1 points on twos, I think you know what the hell he was talking about, number one. And to suggest that Michael Jordan couldn't shoot 3-point shots if he decided to would be one of the single most idiotic comments anybody would make talking about basketball. But nevertheless, there people are going to say that. The fact of the matter is Michael Jordan basketball game was complete. And if you noticed, he said Kobe was a great player, but he wasn't a great post defender. That was a nuance. Then even if you hear the noise in the background, that's just the rain, so ignore it. That's a nuance that even I was unaware of. So Kobe does have some weaknesses in his game. Kobe was not the defender. Michael Jordan was, although he was a hell of a defender. One of the top all-time leaders in all first defensive teams made. Kobe Bryant, a 2-guard. Made 9 all-first defensive teams, 12 overall. And then, of course, LeBron himself also does have some weaknesses. So to me, I thought what he said was quite interesting. I thought the angle that he took was quite interesting. And I think he made a very good argument. And I know some people are going to agree or disagree. But I think the points that he made were very, very strong. So what I want to know from you guys is essentially this. What do you think about the points Robert already made? And out of those top 3 players, what order would you rank Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comments section, and we catch you on the next show. Peace.